Hello, my name is Metallic Toucan, and if you were like me, you had a Wii as a kid. I fondly remember my Wii because of what it meant to me. My sister received the Wii as a present one year and later stopped using it, then gave it to a very, very, very young me on Christmas, and it shifted my whole perspective on video games. One of the games she gave me alongside it was Super Mario Galaxy, which I remember playing a lot with her, and that's like super sweet and wholesome or whatever. But Super Mario Galaxy wasn't even close to my most played game on the system. That was in fact Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. I was never the best Guitar Hero, mind you, especially as a kid, but it really pushed me to like music and later pursue a passion in playing the bass guitar. However, I'm not here to talk about Guitar Hero. Kind of. I'm here to talk about other rhythm games, more specifically, browser rhythm games. In the past 2 years, I found myself playing browser rhythm games a lot for really no reason in particular, and I won't say which one is my favorite because I kinda don't have one. But I found browser rhythm games to have a little smidge of charm to them. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. This is coming from someone that has played an okay amount of rhythm games throughout his life, so I'm actually the #1 expert and everything I say is the truth. Okay, I don't really know how to end this intro, so let's just start talking about the stuff. G-Pop.io is a rhythm game in which is fully dependent on user-created maps for songs, like almost every browser rhythm game out there. But a lot of those songs are Friday Night Funkin' maps, which I don't have anything against, mind you. In fact, we'll be talking about Friday Night Funkin' a little bit later on. You'll probably also find a lot of meme songs here, or maps for videos that aren't even really music. With that said, it's an alright rhythm game really, but I have to say, I don't know if it's just a skill issue, but the hit registration on the website feels like ass, and a note that is dead center will be considered just okay, and it pisses me off a little bit every single time it happens. I think I have a lot more grievances with the site than things I like about it. For instance, and this is probably just a personal thing, I hate how the notes are supposed to be hit in the middle of the board. There's just something about it that irks me, makes me feel off. I also don't like how the score is kept, because you'll see people in the leaderboard with like 12 quadrillion points for a map that's named something like fucking Riz Monkey, and you'll play through the song, and despite getting a high accuracy, you'll get like 28,000 at most. I just don't understand how score is kept, so if there's any G-poppers out there watching, if you could explain that, it would be awesome. I think if you just go on it a few times to fuck around, it's not that bad of a game, but the more you play it, the more you want to rip your hair out. So with that said, I'm done talking about this shitty game. I'm giving it a mid out of 10. Rhythm Plus is, and if you remember from the intro, I'm always factually correct, the best browser-based rhythm game out there on the interwebs. However, 0 times 1 is still 0. There's quite a large number of absolutely garbage maps for songs that I would otherwise love to play, but I just can't handle the random spam notes that people put in there for no fucking reason. I'll say the maps aren't as horrific as the maps you can find in G-Pop, and when you do find a good map for a song, it bangs hard. Accuracy is also calculated a lot better, as notes feel 1,000 times smoother to hit in Rhythm Plus as compared to G-Pop. My biggest negative I have is that the game tends to lag a bit on my browser, which makes sense because I'm using Florp, which is a Firefox fork, and the game runs like 100 times better on a Chromium browser. But it's so annoying when I'm playing a song with a lot of notes and I'm just taking Hail Mary shots at notes because my game just decides it's gonna fucking just try and phase through time and space to mess up my combo. With all that said, I do think Rhythm Plus is one of the better browser-based rhythm games, so if you find yourself in a situation where you can't play your Osus or your Dances of Fire and Ices, or Lord have mercy, your Mustaches, I would definitely suggest giving Rhythm Plus a try and seeing if it can scratch that itch that you have for whatever reason. 8 out of 10.
I don't want your damn lemons! What am I supposed to do with these?
Hey, remember when I said I used to play a lot of Guitar Hero? Yeah, I wonder why I'm adding this one to the list. For this segment, I'm going to be specifically talking about Guitar Flash 3, which I mean there really isn't any difference between Guitar Flash and Guitar Flash 3, besides how it looks, but I thought it was important information to share. Anywho, Guitar Flash 3 is exactly as it sounds. Guitar Hero remade online using Adobe Flash. And that's pretty cool. But that's about where it ends. This game plays like ass. I don't know how these people are able to get this high of a score. Maybe it's just a skill issue on my part again, or maybe it's another browser issue. But hitting notes is nigh inconceivable, and even when you hit a note, you have the chance to somehow simultaneously miss it. How the fuck do you hit a note and it still gets counted as a miss? That's just crazy, dude. I don't really have much to say about Guitar Flash because I barely play it, but the very few user-made levels are pretty alright. 4 out of 10 simply for it being Guitar Hero. Could you believe the last game I was going to talk about in a video on browser-based rhythm games would have been Friday Night Funkin'? And also, it's not like I said I was going to be talking about it a lot earlier on in the video. Starting out on Newgrounds, Friday Night Funkin' had a peak moment of popularity between late 2020, early 2021, which led to a lot of children stuck at home getting into this wacky cool new rhythm game. I, personally, didn't really play Friday Night Funkin' when it was popular, but I knew a lot of people who liked it. I mean, okay, I played a tiny bit, but that was really all about it. If you're expecting me to talk a lot about the game because it's popular, I don't really care for Friday Night Funkin'. A part of me hated the game when it was popular because of how annoying some of the people who played the game were, but like we discussed, it was just bored kids getting into a game that had a spike in popularity, and you can't really get mad for that. The game is fine, it's fun, the music kind of fucking sucks, which is an opinion. I don't really care if you like the music in the game or not. I know the modding scene is pretty insane, and it brings a lot of wacky, cool new music and some new mechanics, but I don't care, and I didn't play the mods, and the only mod I've ever heard was that one about, like, Silly Billy or some shit, because of that one stupid fucking video of the kid singing it. Okay, look, I don't think the game is as bad as a lot of people online will try to tell you because it's the cringe game, or only chuds play that game. It's fine. It's a fine game. It plays fine. I'll give it a 6 out of 10, but remember, that's just how I see the game. Don't take my stupid ratings too seriously. Friday Night Funkin's a completely fine game. It's completely fine if you like it. Go nuts, you 12-year-olds. Wow, that was a short video, huh? I actually didn't really expect it to be that short. I had to re-record the script a few times because I kept changing it, and my final attempt came out a lot shorter than I was originally thinking it was going to be, so sorry. I do hope, though, that you guys enjoyed the time-wasting nothing burger it was. Please like and subscribe. I'm planning on making some shorter videos like this, but like 20 times better or something, as well as longer videos in the future. In fact, the next video I'm planning on uploading should be a bit longer, and it should be on a pretty cool topic that's kind of similar to this one. So please subscribe to watch it in 2 years when it finally comes out. Thank you, and good night.